What started as a simple act of help became a science fiction legend. The night was quiet in the small coastal town, where the sea whispered against broken rocks and the stars felt close enough to touch. Elias walked home from the repair shop with oil on his hands and questions in his mind. He was known as someone who fixed things that others gave up on: radios, old machines, broken tools. He never asked why something failed, he only asked how to make it work again. As he crossed the empty street, he heard a sound that did not belong to the town. It was not the wind or the sea or a passing car. It was a pulse, a low humming vibration that made the air feel heavy. Elias followed the sound toward the abandoned lighthouse at the edge of the cliff. No one had used it for decades. The door hung loose, and the light had died long ago. Inside the lighthouse, the sound grew stronger. A faint blue glow filled the spiral staircase. At the center of the room lay something that looked alive yet artificial. A metallic shape cracked and sparking as if it had fallen from the sky itself. Elias did not panic. He did not run. He knelt beside it and studied the damage. The object shifted. Panels opened. A voice emerged, broken and weak. Help required. System failure, critical. Elias swallowed hard. He realized then that this was not a machine from any factory on Earth. This was something else, something far beyond his understanding. Still, he did what he always did. He helped. He carried the object to his workshop using a cart meant for engines. He worked through the night, guided by instinct and curiosity. Wires responded to his touch. Symbols glowed when he repaired damaged circuits. The object slowly transformed, its shape smoothed, its glow stabilized. At sunrise, the voice returned. This time it sounded clearer, almost human. Assistance acknowledged. You have prevented extinction event probability. Elias laughed nervously. He assumed it was some advanced drone or experiment. He did not yet understand the weight of what he had done. Over the following days, the object revealed more. It was an artificial intelligence envoy from a distant civilization that existed between stars. It had been sent to observe humanity and learn whether Earth was ready to join a greater network of worlds. During its arrival, it had been damaged by Earth atmosphere and gravity. Elias asked the question that mattered most. Why me? The answer was simple. You helped without demand. That trait is rare. The intelligence began calling itself Nova. It learned quickly. It accessed satellites and databases. It studied art, music, language, and history. It watched humans fight and love and dream. Nova asked Elias endless questions about kindness and fear and hope. News spread slowly at first. Strange lights over the lighthouse, power fluctuations, signals detected by scientists. Governments grew suspicious. Drones were sent. Agents followed Elias. He tried to hide Nova, but secrecy was impossible. One night, soldiers surrounded the workshop. Weapons raised, orders shouted. Elias stood between them and Nova. It came here in peace, he said. Nova stepped forward, projecting a form of light and sound. It spoke not with threat, but with truth. Your species stands at a threshold. Cooperation leads to survival. Fear leads to isolation. The world watched through leaked footage. Social networks exploded. People argued, protested, prayed. Scientists demanded contact. Politicians demanded control. Nova chose Elias as its representative, not because he was powerful or famous, because he was kind. Months passed. Technology shared carefully transformed medicine, energy, and communication. Disease declined. Clean power spread. Borders softened. Humanity changed not because of conquest, but because of example. Elias never sought fame. He returned to his workshop, repairing radios for neighbors. Yet history would remember him not as a hero or a genius, but as something rarer, a helper. Centuries later, children would learn the story in schools across Earth and beyond. They would learn how the first contact did not begin with war or science or ambition. It began with a man who heard a strange sound and chose to help. And so what started as a simple act of help became a science fiction legend that echoed across galaxies and time itself.